this is so out of my comfort zone. I'm on the go, and I just felt a fire in my belly, and I wanted to share just some quick thoughts. For those of you who don't know, I'll just start off with my journey. For those of you who don't know, I've been an It Works distributor for a little over 2 years. And I joined this company not because like I was looking for it or anything like that. It was actually my husband who found the company. And he found it because he saw my upline, our good friend Marlene, posting about it. I don't know if it was a sale or something. I don't think so, but that's practically what caught his attention. You know, an extra $300 from home. And at that point, my husband and I, he was giving me the idea of homeschooling, because I homeschool and I work from home. And both things that I do, again, was not something that I just was curious about. I never thought about homeschooling. I never thought about working from home. At that point, I was a stay-at-home wife because I have 4 kids. Nathan is 12 and a half, Caleb is 7, and Luke will be 6 in June. And now we have Dean, who's almost 2 in July. So at that time, Caleb and Luke were pretty small. I believe Caleb was 2 and a half and Luke was 1. He had just turned 1. So the way that my mind was programmed was, okay, I'm a stay-at-home mom now because my 2 youngest ones were young. And so once, you know, I get to put them in daycare, I'm going to go to work, you know, 9 to 5. That's how my mind was programmed. That's what I was expecting. So when my husband brought the idea up of, hey, look at this company, I did my research. It doesn't look like a pyramid scheme. It looks like there's real money, things like that. That's where I became interested. And so I hit up my friend Marlene on Instagram, I believe it was. And she started telling me about it. I didn't have the $99 to start. That's what stopped me. I believe she only followed up with me for like 3 months. So that's not that bad. And so, because, you know, I follow up with people who finally decide to join like after a year or 2 because, you know, life happens. So at that point, 3 months later, my husband and I, Chance and I, we were just like tired of living paycheck to paycheck. We wanted extra breathing room. And so at that point, I had talked to Chance and I said, look, I'm going to take $100 from our food and I'm going to invest it in this thing. Okay, you believe in it, you convinced me, I'm going to do it. And at that point, I was not homeschooling yet. I was very close to it, but I wasn't homeschooling yet. And so I invested the $99, got my kit, but here's the thing. I didn't work it for like a couple of months. I signed on November 2015. I didn't start working my business till January. And once I started working my business, I started talking to people, sharing my journey, my results, and that's where I started signing people. Because I worked retail all my life. Worked at a pharmacy, you know what I mean, as a cashier in the back. But other than that, I was a retail cashier all my life. And so I didn't know what it was to actually like sell a product. I didn't think of myself as a salesperson. And that's like the common fear that a lot of people have, like, oh, you know, I don't know, I don't want to be a salesperson or whatever. And at that point, that thought, that mentality wasn't there for me. So once I started sharing my journey, that's where people started listening. Moms who had the same issues as me, you know, my oldest was the only one that I had natural. Then the last 3, I had C-section. So you can imagine, not only like body image issues, but also internally. was so backed up. My system was full of toxins. My energy was super low. And I had that annoying mommy pouch. I would go to the gym, work out, and my stomach was still hanging. And so at that point, I'm just like, look, there are any moms out there, like, I can wrap your belly. And so once I started opening my mouth, that's where people started, like, okay, I like her results, let me check this out. So fast forwarding now, I joined for an extra $300 and I gained so much more. There was a Christmas where my kids didn't have a Christmas because I literally could not afford it. Not because they were bad, but in fact, because they were bad and I would threaten them like, hey, no Christmas. I was excited to tell them that instead of having them to believe like, man, we don't have a Christmas because mom and dad can't afford it. It was that bad. I'm becoming really transparent here, so. If any parents out there know what it's like to struggle financially, then you know what I'm talking about. You don't ever want your kids to know that you're dead broke. You can't celebrate their birthday. You can't celebrate Christmas. It was to the point that I had used the excuse, oh, when income tax comes, I'm going to spoil you guys. I'm going to get you guys everything that I can. I don't want to be doing that. I don't want to have to make my kids wait so that they can get what they deserve. And here I am, over 2 years later, and there was a point where I stopped working the business just because, life happened. And I've been now discovering about myself, like, I'm not a quitter, which is very attractive to me about myself. But it was at that point that I would just, months on end where I didn't work or anything like that. And I just said, okay, I spent $99. I sacrificed $100 worth of grocery so that I could start this business. I practically told myself, you took food out of your kid's mouth. You better stop making excuses and work this business. That's how I saw it. And so once I decided to work my business from home, at that point I was homeschooling. My business started booming. People were watching. People never stopped watching. Hey, and so once I started working my business, and when I mean like working my business, I mean like messaging people, growing a thick skin where if people would tell me no, okay, I'll follow up with you in a couple of months then, have a great day, and I'd move on. Because the way that I see it is when someone says no, it's not a no forever, it's a no for right now. Because for us as humans, we go through changes, dramatic changes, every 6 months. So the way I see it is, if a person says no to this business opportunity, it's because it's not their time yet. If they say no to the products, it's because it's not their time yet. So being patient is pretty much what guarantees you success. Planting and reaping, harvesting. You gotta have patience for the people that you're messaging because number one, they don't know you. They get to know you in your story. So that's why it's important to be consistent. It's important to be disciplined and take no days off. Work even on your days off. You know what I mean? So that's a little bit about my journey. And I started for $99. I'm on my way to a promotion. And why did it take me so long? Not because the company didn't work. It's because I didn't work. So now that I'm working, I see success happening and building up so quickly. I'm close to my first promotion, guys. So imagine that once you start, you can easily promote because any network marketing company, technically, any network marketing company works based off of how you work. I believe ours is the best because you can't get our stuff anywhere else. There are some, other companies that have sugar in their stuff and artificial coloring. Ours is vegan, it's soy free. Ours is 100% natural. Natural. And we're not FDA approved, which I love telling people, because guess what? If we were FDA approved, we would take hospitals and doctors out of business, because that's how pure our stuff is. Our CEO beat cancer because of the lifestyle he did with our products. So when someone tells me like, oh, your stuff doesn't work, I just look and I'm just like, no, it does. You just probably never kept up with it. You were never consistent. You never took your before and after pictures, so you don't know where the proof is. Some people see the results physically, others they feel it internally. So that's my journey so far, and I'm not gonna stop. Today we have an amazing sale where instead of you joining for $99, you get to bring on a partner. And you get to join for only $49.50. I'll repeat that. Instead of joining for the $99 like I did, you and a buddy get to start for $49.50 each. Hello. This is perfect for married couples. In fact, I'm looking for that married couple today. The sale ends today. So if you are that someone or people, or if you know someone, feel free to tag them below. And if you're watching the replay, comment hashtag replay, because I'd love to be able to get you the information that you need. It's really nice though, guys. My mouth is dry. So I hope my story gives you guys hope, because even 2 years later I didn't give up. I am literally not a quitter. A lot of people that personally know me can attest to that. If anything, I may slow down, but I pick myself up. If anyone can give me the best pep talk, guess what? It's me. Nobody else but me. Maybe my husband. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna wrap it up. I've got some errands to run. So I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.